to order. Please rise for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic
for which it stands,
one nation, under God, indivisible, and liberty and justice for all.
This is an open meeting of the Seward, Nebraska governing body. The city of Seward abides by the Nebraska Open Meetings Act in conducting business. A copy of the Nebraska Open Meetings Act is displayed in the meeting room where Greg is located as required. Disclosure of meeting recording processes is also posted in the same room. But as you all know, we are recording tonight's meeting. If anyone wishes to speak and address the council, they are welcome to directly message Greg, and then he will call on them at the appropriate time. If you do speak, you'll be asked to state your name and address for the clerk's record and limit your remarks to 5 minutes. All remarks shall be directed to the mayor, who shall determine by whom any appropriate response shall be made. The city of Seward reserves the right to adjust the order of items on this agenda if necessary and may elect to take action on any of the items listed. Please call the roll.
Schmidt.
Here.
Miller.
Here.
Coulterman.
Present.
Wilkin.
Here.
Hendricks.
Here.
Beck.
Here.
Camprith.
Here.
And I have one phone number called in. This may be Council Member Singleton. I will check. Councilmember Singleton, if you are on the phone, *6. Otherwise, I don't recognize the number, so I don't think it's them. So we will inform you if he joins.
Okay. First item this evening is the draft minutes of January 5th, 2021.
Move to approve.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Please call the roll.
Moved by Schmidt, second by Camprith. Schmidt,
Yes.
Miller,
Yes.
Coulterman,
Yes.
Wilkin,
Yes.
Hendricks,
Yes.
Beck,
Yes.
Camprith.
Yes.
All right, the next 7 items make up our consent agenda for tonight's meeting.
Move to approve. Second.
Hey,
Moved
Greg,
Yes,
just curious, when's the last time we've done a comparison on our refuge haulers fees?
not since I've been here. Is that correct, Bonnie? I'll have to unmute Bonnie. There you go.
You're referring to just the fee we charge them, the annual fee?
Yeah, the annual license.
I'm not aware that we've done it since I've been there. I don't know that other communities do a licensing fee. I don't know that.
And as we discussed before, and I know you're aware of this, Councilmember Schmidt, is some other communities also just have an exclusive provider.
Right. So just curious, to my recollection, 8 years I've been on, it's always been $25.
I can probably do an
Curious.
informal search with my administrator's listserv, and Bonnie could probably do it through her clerk's one as well. And we could put a quick extrapolation together.
Yeah, I'm good at just something future.
Okay.
Thanks.
Was there a motion and a second, Greg?
I believe there was motion by Beck, second by Coulterman.
All right, then please call the roll.
Schmidt,
Yes.
Miller,
Yes.
Coulterman,
Yes.
Wilkin,
Yes.
Hendricks,
Yes.
Beck,
Yes.
Camprith.
Yes.
Motion passes.
All right, the first administrative item for tonight's agenda is the annual certification of fire department list. Greg.
Yep, this is a piece of legislation that came through quite a few years ago. Every year we certify for a tax benefit purpose for the members of our volunteer fire department, those that have completed the statutorily required number of hours, calls, and things like that. And so we rely on the fire department and the staff over there at the volunteer fire department to provide the list, and the list is before you.
Move to approve.
Second.
Moved by Miller, second by Coulterman.
Please call the roll.
Schmidt,
Yes.
Miller,
Yes.
Coulterman,
Yes.
Wilkin,
Yes.
Hendricks,
Yes.
Beck. I think that was a yes. Was that a yes?
Yes.
Yep.
Yes.
Campreth,
Yes.
motion passes.
All right, next we have the updated job description for police captain.
Yeah, this was a request, and Chief Peters is here with me in case you have any questions specific of him. In looking through some of the different titling for essentially what was the assistant police chief position, we use a number of comparables, and it's pretty standard across the board to find that that position is also defined as a captain, probably more often than not. I'm getting a nod from Chief Peters. And so not only with that position being open through the promotion of Chief Peters, we thought this was the most opportune time to address that. And as we always do when we have an opening, we take a look at the positions. And then knowing that we will have through the budget process an opening at sergeant at some point this year, no matter what, we also addressed that position currently. Depending on how those positions are filled, we may go back and look at the police officer 1, police officer 2 positions later on. But we wanted to tackle these, clean them up, get them back into the format that Bonnie has been working on a number of our positions, and then also just show we have an update that we've actually looked at it in the last 4 to 7 years. It's just nice to refresh these and get eyes on them one more time. And so I can answer any questions you have, or if you have specific questions to Chief Peters, he's also here.
I'm assuming nothing significant change.
In regards to the police captain, the sergeant one, I don't believe there's anything in there that's dramatically different from our requirements and what we wanted to do with the positions prior to the edits.
Move to approve.
Second.
Moved by Schmidt, second by Campreth.
Please call the roll.
Schmidt,
Yes.
Miller,
Yes.
Coulterman,
Yes.
Wilkin,
Yes.
Hendricks,
Yes.
Beck,
Yes.
Campreth.
Yes.
Motion passes.
Next, we have the updated job description for police sergeant.
Second verse, same as the first. I can answer any questions you have. No significant changes other than some cleanup things, and to note that we had eyes on this at this time while we have an opening available.
Move to approve.
I'll second.
Moved by Schmidt, second by Coulterman.
Please call the roll.
Schmidt,
Yes.
Miller,
Yes.
Coulterman,
Yes.
Wilkin,
Yes.
Hendricks,
Yes.
Beck,
Yes.
Campreth.
Yes.
Motion passes.
Item number 4 is an addendum number 1 to interlocal agreement creating Seward, Saline County Solid Waste Management Agency, adding Village of Garland as a participant to the agency. Greg?
Yep, just a addendum as the mayor stated to the interlocal agreement that creates the Solid Waste Management Agency down there out of Milford. Just adding Garland, just making sure they're a part of it. I think they've been active in it for a while now, so nothing controversial there. I can answer any questions. I will note that Councilmember Singleton is our designated member that attends all these meetings, but I do get the minutes and in contact with the chair of the board down there.
I'll make a motion to approve.
Second.
Moved by Coulterman, second by Schmidt.
Please call the roll.
Schmidt,
Yes.
Miller,
Yes.
Coulterman,
Yes.
Wilkin,
Yes.
Hendricks,
Yes.
Beck,
Yes.
Campereth.
Yes.
Motion passes.
Item number 5, purchase a 900 ECO 9-yard combination sewer cleaning truck and body from Mid-Iowa Solid Waste Equipment Company in the amount of $356,695.24. Greg?
Yep, we just need approval on this, a big ticket item. This is our jet vac truck that was in the budget this year. And we kind of have the quotes and the other things that are available for you and the prices that we got. And so just look for approval of this one. This will be a pretty nice system. I know Tim Richtig put all the specs together and the items that he wanted. We're getting a good trade-in value too on the old system. So pretty happy with that. And the thing will take a while to get ready to roll though. I'll tell you what, it's pretty sophisticated. Answer any questions?
Move to approve.
Second.
Moved by Schmidt, second by Wilkin.
Please call the roll.
Schmidt,
Yes.
Miller,
Yes.
Coulterman,
Yes.
Wilkin,
Yes.
Hendricks,
Yes.
Beck,
Yes.
Campereth.
Yes.
Motion passes.
All right, item number 6, discuss continuing city council Zoom meetings through the month of April pursuant to authority granted by Governor Pete Ricketts with Executive Order number 21-02, an extension of Executive Order number 20-36. This was something that Greg and I had discussed when the governor decided to extend that authority. I thought it'd be a good opportunity to have that discussion with the council. To see if you feel like things are going well, and with the current pandemic where it's at, if it made sense to continue the Zoom meetings versus going back to our normal arrangement at the municipal building. I can tell you, as you well know, our participation, especially on controversial issues, has been way higher with the Zoom meeting than we've had in the past with in-person meetings. So I don't feel like the public is being cheated out of any opportunities to speak. In fact, I think it's been probably arguably more convenient for members of the public to be able to participate via Zoom. But I just felt like this was a discussion I would want to have with all of you to see kind of what your thoughts were on that particular item. So Greg, I'll turn it back to you if you want to add anything.
I just note that I think the mayor noted, he said the municipal building, and I think the current plan will be to continue, if we do in person, to stay here where I'm at the Civic Center, just so we can space everything out. But other than that, I'm doing all
How
right.
dare you contradict me? No.
Sorry.
I'm happy to continue on Zoom. I think we've made some progress. I think we're starting to see the numbers go down. I don't think we're there yet. I think this is the safest method that we can do for all of us, for people who would want to come and speak. This removes any sort of risk at all. I think for the time being, I would support just continuing with Zoom.
I'll go with Dylan on that. I mean, my concern would be more the unknowns with the new variants that we're seeing. I'm happy to go with the consensus of the group, but I know it does make it, I will say from a public perspective, I would have to echo with Josh that we've probably had more public engagement because of the Zoom opportunity rather than less.
Yep, and I would agree with what these two have already said, and at least through March 3rd, when we have to address our mandate again. It'll give everybody the opportunity to join, because we're not going to squeeze 100 and some people into that building there.
Well, I don't even know if can we legally do that? Can we even put that many in there? I didn't think so.
That's what I'm saying. We're not gonna be able to do that, so.
Right.
So I say at least through March 3rd.
Should we plan on revisiting it? I'm guessing March 3rd, pending on what your decision is or how things are trending. You may not want to also discuss that item at the March 3rd one. So do we want to bring it up at that next meeting after?
Well,
That
and here's
makes sense.
well, the other thought is, the executive order goes through the month of April. Obviously, we can put this back up anytime between now and then. So if it looks like it makes sense to have this conversation again, we don't need to make a decision tonight on when that would be. We can just, at some point, the governor's executive orders will run out, and we'll be back no matter what. So it's not like we're avoiding, it for any reason. It's going to happen sooner or later. But we already have that date in mind. And so I guess it's up to the council if you want to set an earlier date to reconsider. Otherwise, we can just bring it up if it feels like we're ready to go back into a room and meet in person.
The other one is we might have to force an issue. We've lucked out since March. We haven't had to do an executive session terribly often with Zoom going on. But administratively, that gets hard for me as the administrator of the meeting. So I don't anticipate we have anything coming up. But if something were to come up where we had to work on a rail campus issue or real estate item or something that we would go into executive session, that might also be kind of hard.
We'll let you advise when we get to that point, if we get to that point. How's that?
Okay. Mayor, do you want a motion or do you just want to move forward as we've done?
I don't think we need a motion. We were planning to continue with the Zoom meetings unless the council felt strongly otherwise. So unless there's a motion to do something else, then we can just conclude the discussion and move on. So if we're good, seeing no further objections, then we will move on then to Greg's city administrator report.
Yeah, I just need to fix my background. Oh, that's better. Let's go Bucks. That was for Carl. I was waiting for that. Lots of stuff just playing catch up this week with the holiday yesterday that the city had off. Finishing up a number of grants and stuff, working with PetSource on some of their state related grants.
Hey, Greg, since you brought up the grants, I actually had that highlighted on my thing here. As far as the grants are for specifically what are these?
The EOP grant is the closeout of the NDOT grant to the city for the improvements on Highway 15.
Okay.
We're just working on a right-of-way issue with that to close, I believe, Walker Road, the old one, and then the new access with Worthman Boulevard. The state wants to see certain things on the plat, actually. We've never seen this before, but they came back and said, you need to plat this way. And we have that plat that's going through right now, and so we're just getting that updated, but that's holding that up a little bit. And then I was working on documentation for the end of the year with PetSource for confirmation of employment and things like that. So they've been incredibly helpful. Site Building Development Fund, SBDF, that's another $500,000 grant, and that goes directly to PetSource. And so we're just closing that one out this month and finishing up all of the documentation and receipts for that. EDR is Economic Development Rate from NPPD, and that one is based on the loading coming out of the PetSource facility. They still haven't met the final mark for that. That's how they knew that going into it, but we're just looking at different ways to meet that threshold and what their future looks like in regards to energy capacity, to see how close we are, because they want to start a clock with NPPD, and we got to be strategic about when that clock starts. And so we'll be meeting with NPPD shortly. But I met on all three of those this afternoon on a Zoom meeting with representatives and law people from PetSource. So
very good. Thanks.
Any other questions or comments for Greg? Otherwise, entertain a motion to accept his report.
I'll make a motion to accept his report.
Second.
Moved by Coulterman, second by Schmidt.
Please call the roll.
Schmidt,
Yes.
Miller,
Yes.
Coulterman,
Yes.
Wilkin,
Yes.
Hendricks,
Yes.
Beck, Campereth.
Yes.
Motion passes.
All right, are there any future requests for council agenda items or administrative action? Being none. Jonathan Jank, welcome. Do you have any upcoming events for us?
Thanks, Mayor. Want all of you to please save the date. I alluded to this at the last meeting for the upcoming annual awards banquet. We are going to be holding the banquet virtually this year. It's going to be in April. We needed to move it just because of the amount of video content work that we're going to have to do to accommodate this, but it's April 26th. And so would please encourage you to consider participating. Again, we typically hold it in late January. In the abundance of caution, in light of COVID-19, we've decided to move it to a virtual event in April. And we'll be sure to make it engaging. So, you know, if you haven't done something like a conference online, some of them can be painful, but this will not be painful. We can guarantee you that. So please encourage participation in that upcoming event. And then also Seward Cleanup Day is scheduled for April 24th from 8 to noon. Our team is exploring the possibility of a hazardous waste grant in addition to our typical scrap metal and e-recycling opportunities. More information will be coming out about this in the coming months. With that, that's all. Mayor, thanks.
All right, thanks, Jonathan. Is there a motion to adjourn?
I'll make a motion to adjourn.
Second.
Moved by
Please.
Coulterman, second by Campereth.
Please call the roll.
Schmidt,
Yes.
Miller,
Yes.
Coulterman,
Yes.
Wilkin,
Yes.
Hendricks,
Yes.
Beck,
Yes.
Campereth.
Yes.
You're adjourned.
Hey, thank you, everyone. Have a great night.
Thanks.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Go Bucks.